I'm in a car. Yes, I'm in a car and I'm driving in a car. I wasn't supposed to be in a car today. Alright, so I wasn't supposed to be taking a car today, right? Remember that whole jazz? Yeah, so I met with my friend Heather. We went for a walk at City Park earlier this morning, and that was a lot of fun. Just getting to hang out, talk about life, talk about vision, talk about where she wants to go, where I want to go. So that was great. And then, because it was getting late, she offered to drive me home, which ended up working out. I wasn't supposed to take a car today. As I mentioned yesterday, I was supposed to be taking the bus all around town. But the reality is that Robo is home not feeling well, so I got to have the car, which meant that I got to drive around town. But now I'm home, and it is time to get hustling for the rest of the stuff I have to do today. Alright, now that I've been home for quite a bit and I have eaten lunch, it's now time to go through the fun job of crossing off stuff off my list. So I have had my, let's do this really close up. I have had my meeting with Cody, my meeting with Heather, and my newsletter dropped. Hoorah! So the rest of this stuff needs to happen between now and the end of my day. Okay guys, so it is 5:45, and this is everything that I've gotten done. Yeah, it's no different than where you saw it a few hours ago. The reality is because I have been busy working on my social media for March for my company this is all stuff that's going to go out on, for month of March on Renegade. Gosh, I can't even think anymore right now. So this is the reason why I really wanted to be able to get a head start on this stuff yesterday. I know that this takes a very long time for me. Part of it is because I take the time to review how well is my last month going. What are the posts that gained the most traction? What is the kind of stuff that people are engaging with? Just trying to evaluate and create stuff that's actually going to grab attention. In the blog post that I was actually writing yesterday, I talked about how social media for a company, especially a small company, takes time. But the point is not to be posting all the time. Yeah, you want to post, you want to keep things up to date, but when you're trying to do all this stuff by yourself, social media is not a place where you're going to gain customers who are immediately ready to buy. Social media is where you gain interest so that people follow you, so that then you can start building a relationship, and in the relationship, you start that sales process. But in order to get your post to have attention, you have to actually put stuff out there that's worth people reading. So the evaluation process for how did things go takes time. Then creating new content takes time. And then scheduling everything takes time. And honestly, it's the review process that takes the most because you're analyzing the effectiveness, you're analyzing what content you should create, whether or not you should change it up, whether or not you need to do stuff different. And that was one of the things that I realized I should probably do differently. I took the effort to go through my company's Facebook page and look through my posts and try and get an idea of like how is this stuff actually showing up in people's news feeds. And something that I discovered is that I got way too much stuff out there. Like, the content should be the content. I don't need to set it up in context as to why I'm sharing it. It just needs to be what it is. And so, yeah, that meant, like, really thinking differently about how I made my content for the month of March. So I have most of it done. I need to set up a couple of things for the Fridays for the month of March. And I've got some ideas about that. So that I'm probably going to keep working on. Remember, again, the other thing that's going on today is that I really need to email some leads, and so that I might be working on later tonight, and I'll probably have the Olympics on just because this is my favorite thing, but thankfully emailing leads is not editing. It's something that I can do while I'm sitting down, while I'm watching the Olympics, do it in between commercial breaks and stuff like that, and still make that time productive. Because really, emailing leads is the most important thing that I can do. That is where I'm building relationships, and out of those relationships, I'm going to be able to ask people, what do you need? How can I help you? What are the things that are challenging for you as a producer, as a filmmaker? And so, yeah, that's where it's at. This is where the hustle's at, guys. The hustle is not in putting out a whole bunch of stuff. The hustle is in the relationships. The hustle is in finding out what do you need, especially when you're a small business and you are working by yourself or with a small team. Like, you don't have the notoriety of everybody just knowing who you are, and all you got to do is remind people of who you are. You're not Walmart, who has customers in stores all around the country, and all you need to do is just be like, hey, you should shop at Walmart because we make it easy for you to shop. Like, those customers already know who you are. Nobody knows who I am except my small little group of clients and my small little group of social media followers. And for my social media followers and my newsletter subscribers who are not yet clients, I need to build relationships so they trust me to be able to work with me, and also to know whether or not my services are the right fit for them, and also whether or not I know if my services are the right fit for them. So yeah, this is all really important work. It just takes a lot of time, which is why I try to stack an entire month's worth of stuff up and in one go. Doesn't mean that I can't go in and change it, doesn't mean that I can't go and fix it, but it is still stuff that I need to go about doing, and yeah, it's tedious, guys. It's really tedious. But super important work. So again, this is something I really need to get done this week. That is the thing that is on my 12-week year. You'll remember in goal 2 that it is sitting in the number 4 spot on my task list. I don't know if you can see it there. It's probably buried under my thumb. But anyway, this is an important task. I gotta get this done because that's the thing that's going to move my 12-week year forward, move me closer to my goal, and help me get that higher score this week. So anyway, right now I gotta go grab some food because my brain's starting to fry. Alright, it is quite late. I have tacked off leads, but the reality is that I have only emailed 2 of them. Oh, so it is like almost 9:40. I've been watching the Olympics. I've been trying to get my leads done. And the reality that I've not actually gotten as many in as I wanted to, but I did get some, so I'm going to count it. See if I can make some up tomorrow. Part of that is that I spent some time, first of all, reviewing my notes. And I've pretty much emailed everybody that I can possibly email, so that meant that I needed to go back into my Twitter followers and catch up on who I had actually talked to, where was I in that list, and apparently I didn't take as good a notes as I should have the last time I was working with my leads in Twitter, because I had no clue where I had left off. So by the time I had finally figured out where I was, it was one of those things where I'm like, I have to do a lot of research as to who it is that I'm contacting. I like taking the time to review people's websites and, look at some of their videos and things like that, and I realized my head is toast. That is just not going to happen right now, and I don't have the energy to do that right now. But I know where I am, so that tomorrow morning I can bang these out and get these all done and knock off my to-do list on my very important task. So today's not ending as strong as I want it, but thankfully Thursday had some wiggle room in it in terms of like what I had to have done on that day. So it means that I can bump some of these tasks that are pending from Wednesday and a couple from earlier on Monday, like reviewing those documents for my audiobook setup. I can move those to tomorrow, and I should be able to get all of them done. But if you've noticed anything about my voice, you can tell I'm tired. So I'm going to sign off and head off to bed. When things are like this and it's just the day-to-day, it's not really that exciting. But that is where the work is. It's in doing all the stuff that's not exciting. And it's where having your vision in your mind, in your head, is absolutely critical, because in days like today, it's absolutely easy to say, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to chill out. I'm not going to put in the work because it doesn't seem like it's going to matter. But when you have that vision in your head, you know that it's going to matter. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Go ahead and leave me comments. Anything that you have questions about, anything that you want to see me cover. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not sure what to put in these videos in terms of, especially like the day-to-day, like this stuff. Like, what do you actually want to see? I'm sure you don't want to sit here watching me working like in, what is that? Not slow motion, the opposite of it. High speed, working all throughout the day. So I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. But if there's anything interesting, let me know. I'll see you all tomorrow. Ciao.